Hi, welcome to my October 15th video update.
October? I don't know where that came from.
Just checking our figs. We got a load of figs on a fig tree, and some of them are actually starting to ripe. It's pretty exciting for the first time after several years. I've mentioned several times that I wasn't really thrilled or wowed by the lenses that I got in the olloclip active lens set. You know, that comes with an ultra wide lens and a tele 2x tele lens, and so I just didn't find them really that useful. The wide was a little bit wider than I really liked, and the tele was redundant for my iPhone 7 Plus. And so I got in touch with olloclip, and they agreed to exchange my active set for a core set. And after I sent them the Amazon order information and so on, it all went real well. So the super wide lens is the one I thought I would use the most, to have the most use for. The macro, and the fisheye I'm really wasn't terribly interested in. It really blows things out of proportion, but we'll take a look at that in a minute. So I'm happy with the exchange. The ultra, or not the ultra, the super wide, in fact, is what I used to record a recent one of these video updates, and you'll see a little running of that in the window. So I can see uses for that. I can see using that a lot more. So last week the core set came, and I've been trying to, before I did this video today, I've been trying to use them a lot and see how I would really actually use them. In fact, that's one of the reasons I'm outside. I was trying the macro on the tripod that I'm using now, this lollipod tripod, and trying to take some close-ups of flowers, and I'll show you some images of that. Plus, I've got some clips here of just how close you have to get with it. It's insane, really. And the macro, the results are kind of insane as well. So the fisheye is really extreme at 180 degrees field of view, and in fact, I've got it on now, and I'm to show you what it looks like. It's kind of weird, and it's kind of cool in a non-conventional sort of way. Perhaps there are ways that I can use this, but time will tell. And if I get really close, then it starts to get even more distorted. So it's kind of an interesting lens. I'm just not sure how much I'll use it.
Okay, so I've put the super wide lens on now, so you can see what that looks like compared to the fisheye. It's quite less extreme. It's 120 degrees as opposed to 180, and the ultra wide on the active set is 155 degrees. So it really, it's still wide, as you can see, but it's not so wide that it's puts everything out of perspective. I think this will be, I think, pretty useful. The macro, as I said, that's why I was out here in the yard. I was trying it with on the holder, the way that I have the phone now. But with the macro lens attached. And what you do with the macro is you unscrew the fisheye component, and that reveals almost a flat lens in the olloclip clip. As you can see in the images, you have to get really, really close. I'm taking these pictures of these lilies. I tried to take some outside. They're inside. I was trying to take some outside, but because of the wind and because of just not being able to get close enough to a plant that's in the ground, at least the lilies, I could move them around inside the way I wanted. But you had to get really close, and the magnification is, as I said, insane. So I'll show you a couple pictures that I did take outside, and that came out, I think, reasonably well. But it was luck. I'm not sure just how much I'll use this, because it's time consuming. Not like using the 60mm I used to use in my Olympus. So I'm not sure how practical that's going to be. We have lots of gnats here in Lynchburg. We call it the Lynchburg wave. But let me be clear. All of these olloclip lenses are excellent quality. I mean, my experience with them has been wonderful. My issue has been with they're just not practical for what I wanted. The 2X, as I said, was redundant. The ultra wide was a little bit too wide for me. The super wide is great. The fisheye will be fun. The macro, if I ever have time, and maybe more for inside, can also be fun. And I obviously need to do a little practice with that. And I don't think the telephoto lens is useful for anybody who has a iPhone 7 Plus, except that you can get really a 4x and an 8x if you put it over the 2x lens on your camera. You have a 7, it's the same pack, then you do get a 2x telephoto, and it's a very practical lens for those people who have just a 7. Whereas I used to think having clip-on lenses for an iPhone was a pretty silly idea, I've changed my mind. They're pretty, especially if you get quality lenses, it's probably worth it. So it's like having, I have an array of lenses with my regular Olympus cameras. I have 2 cameras, I have lots of lenses, and I interchange them. And so it's the same principle. And if you only have an iPhone or a smartphone, then it's a worthwhile investment, I think, to add to your toolbox. Now understand, I'm not sponsored by olloclip at all. But I'm happy with their product, so that's why I'm talking about them. And I'm including this week's resource, the Mobile Reviews EH. I don't know what the EH stands for. YouTube channel. He does independent reviews of a lot of different things for smartphones, and I have a link to the episode in which he talked about this particular core lens set. So you may want to take a look at his review. All right. So thanks for checking in again, and I hope you have a nice week. We'll kick the week off with a video update, and I'll see you at the end of the week. Goodbye. This is with the 7 Plus standard lens. This is with the olloclip super wide lens attached. This is with the Fisheye olloclip lens. This is with the iPhone 7 Plus 2x tele lens.